Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cyber Planet. My name is Karim Chata, and I am your host. Remember when I said that cybersecurity is a huge industry and there are roles which are non-technical? Well, today we have a very special guest who does a non-technical role in the industry. Our guest is none other than Rajvi Parmar, who does cybersecurity sales. Ms. Rajvi, karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Karim, for having me today in this call. I'm happy to be here. Knowing more about cybersecurity is the vast knowledge. In short, everyone must know what actually cybersecurity is. Well, let me start with my intro. My name is Rajvi Parmar. I have just completed my bachelor's degree last year in information security at Unique Academy, Upanga, and
Yeah,
I've performed the role as cybersecurity technical sales specialist with two of the companies in Dar es Salaam, and I have a certification for CEH version 11.
yeah,
To be honest, most of the certifications were being done through my university and others mostly from the companies. So, as I mentioned, like cybersecurity is a vast knowledge and everyone must know about it. So, that's how I got interested to learn more about security.
awesome. Now, going to the next question, how did you get started into cybersecurity?
Well, actually, from beginning when I was young, I was more interested to know about IT knowledge, what's going on, how things are working, and
Yeah,
from there, knowing ahead, I got the prosperity to know more about the world concerning about security. Like, why does security needs to be defended in as an IT base? While if physically security is there, then what is the reason? What is the background of the IT knowledge based on security? So I enrolled my time getting to know more about what security is, and then the passion, the interest, the technical skills. I tried to get involved into it, and just through learning, gaining more knowledge, it became more and more interesting. Yeah.
that's great. Now, as I mentioned initially, that you are in the cybersecurity sales department. Now,
Yes.
what your primary role and responsibility in this role?
Okay, whether we have more of, I can say word follow up because sales is not an easy thing. The word known as no, capital No, is being known by most of the clients when they don't want things. And then a
Yeah,
salesperson needs to always be keen that why should this person tell me no? Is he not interested in? Or what actually is he not understanding about what I'm trying to say? So I can only say three things, which is a new sales, follow up on the sales, and understanding client's perspective based on technical skill as a consultant. So a salesperson has to be not only a salesperson but also a consultant in order to make sure that whatever you're informing the client has been acknowledged. He has understood what he or she has understood what cybersecurity is,
yeah,
um, and that was a part of my responsibility along with writing reports. Like if a client has already understood, if he has understood, what do you think he will need in a future thing?
yeah,
Based on perspective, it's not an easy to sell as well. So maybe a client wants, let's say, a security based on antivirus program, or he needs a malware program that is not functioning, or he needs to have a protection from ransomware attack. So such kind of priorities are taken into consideration, but due to their budget, you see that they might not interested right now, or they're interested on later after 2 or 3 years. So
yeah.
yeah, that
That's
was it.
that's very interesting to be honest, because I think majority of the people didn't know that there was such a role, which is cybersecurity sales. Now, when you guys are going to look for clients, especially from a consultant point of view, what do you guys exactly sell? Is it a service or is it a product?
Well, as a part of sales on based on cybersecurity, there are two both things need to be considered. First is the product along with the service, because the product itself is known as what kind of service are you going to provide, and the type of service will include what kind of a brand of software will be required to give out this kind of service. So it
Yeah.
actually depends on what kind of service is needful, what kind of product will be involved, and what type of a brand or a company will be involved or look after to make sure that this has been certified and purely fulfilled according to client's perspective.
Okay. And isn't that really complicated compared to the guys who are in the technical aspect of cybersecurity?
Well, I can't say yes or a no. It's 50-50 in short. So actually, okay, fine. Like you can say like 50-50 in the sense that you should be knowing what technical terms are there, what
Okay.
you have to make sure that the client needs to be understanding in a lame language to not make him or her confused. Because if a client get confused, then obviously the answer is going to be directly no.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it actually depends on both ways, and we should be learning on both lame language and making sure that the client understood what you're trying to explain.
Yeah. That's very true. And in terms of your role, what are the key skills and qualifications are needed, to venture into cybersecurity technical sales?
Maybe okay, it's based on experience that I had in this environment.
Yeah.
I can understanding of IT technical terms of having what an IT based knowledge is, basically on IT security. That is what I can give up on. So have your bachelor's degrees on IT information security. You have your extra certifications from the brands like Microsoft, Cloudflare, Fortinet, Sophos, and other
Yeah.
forms. Having certifications is really a vast knowledge,
Yeah.
and it builds up your let's say relationship with knowing security terms, then
Mhm.
what actually a service needs to be there. As I mentioned before, that knowing more about the service and the brand is necessary, because if you know the service, then you'll know the product. But if you won't know the service, you won't be able to know which kind of a company or brand will be able to support the client's perspective. Hence,
Okay.
the certifications is more important based on environment that I am in.
Yeah. Mm. Thank you for pointing that out. Now, if you can mention few certifications that you think are relevant and are important in your role, if you can mention few which are off your head, it will be awesome.
Sure. Like for example, in my environment side, I can see Fortinet, NSE 1, 2, and 3. The fundamental levels of security
Yeah.
are very good enough. For
Mhm.
Sophos as well, they are very good bringing on some certifications. There is also Cloudflare, where they provide up on good kind of certifications on security based, and along with Microsoft, the one most brand known. Like
Yeah.
we can see that Microsoft, maybe you can say that why is it too much of common or what, but the knowledge that are really brought in by Microsoft, Cloudflare, Fortinet, and Sophos, they are
Yeah.
really very good. That when you are a beginner, it really
Mhm.
brings out good ideas to exactly know where should you be heading to.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you for pointing that out. Now, following up the next question, it will be, how does your typical day look like?
um well, to be honest, it's a lot of struggles for sure. So it's struggles based on confusion, because you may either a client will be interested in yourselves or either not. But as usual, you have to pray as well that your sale
Mhm.
gets in as a salesperson.
Yeah.
But yes, so all in all, I can say it's a struggle, it's a confusion, but it's also exciting to know if it really the client is interested, then you're really excited. Okay, fine, let me prepare out a document, let me prepare out a presentation to go and
Yeah.
pursue the client to make sure that he is really interested in me or with my work, and
Yeah.
that's how my sale gets in. So yeah, it's entertaining in short, I can say.
And do you spend also some X amount of time looking for clients, let's say new clients rather? Um, to, to become a user of some of the products that you guys are selling? Is it part of your JD?
Yes, it is a part of mine. As I cannot say that we have to rely only on a normal salesperson who are just selling network and engineering everything together. But
Yeah,
as part of how I am entertained with my role and how I'm interested to learn more, I look out for more people, more clients to make sure that I get new common relation,
yeah,
to make sure that I get to know more people around, even if they don't know me. But to be honest, like I go around, find new clients, I make them known that okay, I'm here, I'm existing in this environment.
yeah,
Please do look after in case you need anything based on security purposes. So
mm,
yes, I can. That it's really good if you also find yourselves, and while going to look after for existing clients or for new clients, it's going to be a bit of tough because not everyone knows you and they
yeah,
first look after your presentation. They will have some 2 or 3 quick follow-ups in order
yeah,
to know what is your delivery time of expect. They will also ask some other questions around if you are
yeah,
really good enough to answer them well. So it takes time. As I mentioned, the struggles are real, but
yeah,
it's really good.
yeah. So you mentioned, let me just try to track back. You mentioned part of your JD is, or let me say part of your tasks is going to look for clients, talking to people, etc. Wouldn't you include part of the skills that are needed to, thrive in this role is number one, negotiation skills, and number two, communication skills? Aren't those also, most important skills that are needed in your role?
Yes, they are actually the more important one. Is the good communication between your client and you is what matters, and how does it bring a relationship between you and your client. So
Yeah,
there are skills that you just mentioned. They are obviously a keen perspective to
yeah,
make sure that these your client is understanding well on what you are trying to figure out on something.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, so it's like you have to have a good communication skills with your client, not basically even if it's like one time meetup, but in
Yeah,
case you meet outside of the environment or somewhere out for the like let's say a temple or at a certain shop in a market or somewhere like that, you still
mm,
need to be in good communication with them, even if they don't give you a sale or even if they do. So
yeah.
the relationship skills, the communication skills, the follow-up skills, they're all that goes up together all in one.
Okay,
Along with technical, yeah.
that's very insightful, to be honest. Now, I think this is just more of a personal question on my side. I think it's going to be very beneficial for our listeners if you could give us some few pointers in terms of techniques that they could use in order to secure a client. Do you have any?
Yes, so basically, going on having few of the skills that are needful, or some of the products that you think are really very good, you just need to make sure that your system don't get disturbed through because there are areas of vulnerability that really changes over time, such as the ransomware attack, the phishing attacks, the distributed denial of service attacks. So all this goes together, and you with all the experience and the challenges that I have faced through, I have seen this around, and because of this, it's really good if you have some brands that you are really keen into. For
Yeah,
example, like Sophos firewalls, they really help out securing your network. There are Cloudflare distributed denial service, which
mm,
helps you to protect your DDoS attacks. Then there
yeah,
are some cloud hosting, security services from Microsoft. So it really brings out a good change of view when insight when you keep on learning, studying, involving yourself to make sure that you know all the vulnerabilities around, how to be protected from those vulnerabilities. So those kind of knowledge is really important.
Okay, that's great. Now, I think our next question will be, what are some of the challenges of your role?
Challenges in the sense, maybe and maybe like saying not all clients are interested, even if the company gets disturbed, to be honest. Like I have really seen when the company has been disturbed, they have been attacked, but
Yeah,
due to the budget, they are really not interested into anything. And then you feel like, okay, now, so how should I make sure that the client is really understanding what
yeah,
we are trying to give the service? So it takes time, hence the struggles. So it's like not everyone in the environment or not everyone in Tanzania knows actually what cybersecurity is, but
yeah.
to make sure that they know and they value the work, that is really more challenging than anything else I can say.
That's wonderful. I think it's in all, let me say, all areas, whether you are in the sales or you're in the, let me say, marketing. I think the hugest challenge is getting the clients to understand the importance of cybersecurity. That's one of the hugest challenge, because also on my side, generally, whenever I'm doing consultations, I also, face the same challenge. But going to the next question, how can someone become a cybersecurity salesperson?
Well, to be a salesperson, you will have to have some good communication, not only with, let's say, being with your family members, being around the market. You need to know what actually your environment is about, then to enjoy what you're doing, to learn more extra miles. And as you know, technicality, vulnerability also changes. So different kind of aspects do come each every time. And it all depends. And when you learn every day, no competition is around the cycle. So every day is a new change. Every day you'll see a new availability. Every day you'll see a new service. Every day you'll see a new product has been launched. Like Adobe, players are very good now in producing other softwares. So
Yeah,
different change, different environment, and the way how you learn more, you enjoy those activities of learning through LinkedIn, through like Google Workspace, or you go to even daily news around. It really happens. So learning more is better and efficient.
okay. Now, for you as Rajvi, how do you stay up to date with everything that's going on in the industry?
Well, to be honest, I'm mostly like to be on LinkedIn. It's really entertaining to learn a lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of products like products and services from different brands are also being posted around Google Workspace and everywhere. So,
Yeah,
like even on having conference calls, like what we are having right now, I believe
yeah,
we also have a different kind of perspective who also like to have a view on what actually environment is going on. Then
yeah.
there are some online events, so such kind of events, majority with the daily news, it's all that needs to be keeping on updated on your own, so that you know what is going on in the market, what are the values around the cybersecurity available in the market, why are
Yeah.
people interested to know more about something. So such kind of activities are preferable at a major.
Okay, so I know you're very busy right now and you have a lot on your plate. So can you please just give us your final thoughts?
My final thoughts I will say is um, keep on learning about what the word cybersecurity is. Keep on evolving to make sure that not everything on the plate can be consumed, but at least a little something after the day can be
Yeah.
really helpful. And as long as you are a salesperson, or even if you are just a normal employee who doesn't know anything about IT security, but the world related to IT is still there around. So let's learn about what phishing is. Let's learn what ransomware attack is. Let's learn actually why cybersecurity is important in a field, whether it's in a field of law, or whether it's a field of doctor or something. Everywhere IT is being concerned in today in our daily life. So let's learn, let's view, and let everyone enjoy what cybersecurity is and how it can transform our lives as a measure of um, knowledge about IT, what is going on in today's world.
Thank you very much for brief and short final thoughts. Now, before we go, let me just try and give a little bit of a recap for our listeners so that they understand everything that we've been discussing from the beginning to the end. Now, we talked about, first of all, about yourself. You introduce yourself and what you do generally, which is technical cybersecurity sales. And then we touch base on how can, somebody get started into this role. And you mentioned the first thing is they could get into this industry through getting a degree, learning about different vendors and their products. So this is Microsoft, Fortinet, Cloudflare, etc. And just being interested generally with also certifications that are being offered. We touched base on uh, the skills that are needed to be that are needed to get into the cybersecurity sales. Some of them that you mentioned are understanding techniques and terms in IT security. You mentioned um, certifications, you mentioned bachelor degree, and generally understanding about the vendors. Then we touch base on how your day looks like. You mentioned, preparing documents, preparing presentation for the clients, looking for clients, and also trying to secure new clients on a daily basis. We also talked about on some of the techniques that you personally use in order to secure new clients. So you mentioned number one, you need to make sure that your product is good and is reliable. Number two, the brand is reputable. And number three, you need to learn and understand what the product is doing and how the product is going to help your clients. We touched based on some of the challenges that you're facing. You mentioned not all clients are interested. You need to make sure that clients understand about what you're trying to sell them. You also mentioned that not everybody knows about cybersecurity generally, and not everybody is interested in it. But also you mentioned that a lot of people don't know the importance of cybersecurity and how important it is to secure their assets. Then how can somebody get into this role, which is cybersecurity sales? Number one, you need to have good communication skills. You need to have the ability to adapt according to the changes that are coming and are happening every day. You also mentioned about learning every day and then also staying up to date with what's going on. And then we also touch base on how you yourself do stay up to date in the industry. So you mentioned number one, LinkedIn is your go-for place to get the information that you need. And then you mentioned Google, you mentioned some conferences that you attend and online events to get connected with different vendors and see what is new and what is happening around the cybersecurity space. And then we ended off with your final thoughts, which were keep on learning, keep on evolving, learn about the cyber threats, learn the importance of cybersecurity, and finally you said enjoy what cybersecurity is, And that's where we ended off. So, Rajvi, I just want to say thank you very much for being here. It's an honor to have you on this episode, and thanks for sharing your valuable insights of the industry and your career in general.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. It was really awesome to have this.
Thank you very much. And I guess some of our listeners might have learned something and have gotten inspired by your story and everything that you are doing in the industry. So, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.